Hey guys, so it is the middle of February here in Costa Rica, and I wanted to put up a new video because it's been a bit, kind of show you guys the projects I've been working on. Unfortunately, my gimbal has died to death, and so the quality of my video is not where I want it to be. I'm hoping to change that here before too long, but this is what I have for right now. And I want to show you guys some of the projects I have been working on. I've posted a few on Instagram and Facebook, um, but I didn't get a chance to really show how I've made the projects or the steps. But anyway, I want to kind of run through that with you guys, the latest projects, and also I've made an improvement to my sewing kit, which I am super excited about. You know, I find the sewing kit to be an extremely useful thing to have when I'm out in the brush, and the little tools that I have in there right now, I'm really happy with, and I want to share it with you. So anyway, besides that, the only other thing's been going on. My wife and I had to renew our passport, and then also we just got through renewing our residency here in Costa Rica, and all that is done and taken care of, so we are set for a few more years. Anyway, let me show you what I've been working on. Let's start off with these two projects. This was a chunk of eucalyptus that had a big knot hole in it, and I carved it into, because it was just a split of a limb, I carved it into like a facsimile of a comb there on both sides. And the reason I did that was basically just to show the braid, the over under and the under over with the center line on both sides. That was a fun little project, and I really like the way the wood grain shows on it. This is also eucalyptus, and it is just a ball in a cage, but smaller than what I've done in the past. You can see the little ball moves back and forth. And both of those were done with only the Woodsman. Okay, here is the other project I've been working on. And as you guys can probably tell, it's a fishing rod. Little short guy, great for creeks. And I saw this on Bushcraft Kiso's Instagram. And what really made me want to try this out, check out that right through here. You have to excuse the flies. It is dry season in Costa Rica. This groove gives this kind of a unique feature. So you have your normal, like when you're reeling your line in, all right? But when you want to cast, you move it back to this position here, all right? Grab with the finger. Now it's in a straight line. Go ahead and cast. And once the bait's in the water, you just twist it back like this. Now that it's in this position, it's easy to reel. And you can reel your bait back in. And I just thought that was just the coolest idea. So this was made completely with the Woodsman, except for drilling some of the holes, and I used drill bits for that. I used a drill bit for putting this part in here, for the top and the bottom there. The little cross pin I put in with my sewing kit drill. Same for, if you guys can see these little guys right here, that was all done with my sewing kit drill. Of course, all the carving and the grooves were all put in with just the Woodsman. And you guys see this rod here? That's bamboo. All right. This is bamboo. The same as the centerpiece of the spool, the little drive shaft there on the spool that goes all the way through. So that was from the same piece of bamboo. And I started off, I used the Woodsman to split off a nice chunk of the bamboo close to size. Then I used the kukri curve and the quarter round to get it closer to the size I wanted. But then the bow drill adapter hole here, I think, is a 10 millimeter hole. I used that to do the final shaping of the rod, and it worked out great. This would be fantastic for like arrow shafts or anything like that. And because the Woodsman has several different holes, I think this was a 10. I think this is an 8, 6, and 5. You could do multiple sizes of arrow shafts or rods or whatever you wanted to make. But it's the first time I'd ever used it that way, and it did a fantastic job of trimming this down to size, and looks pretty good too. There's a little guide for the line. So anyway, like I said, I just thought that was such a cool idea and really happy with how it turned out. Might be doing some more modifications on that in the future. So you guys have seen my sewing kit before, but like I said before, it's been updated with some new gear. I am going to go over this a little bit for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. This is the kit that I take with me when I'm camping, and also I use it a lot for my just projects. So mammoth ivory bead, water buffalo horn toggle. Of course, the body is out of leather, and this is braided nylon, wax nylon that you use for making leather projects, leather thread. Let's get this around here. All right, I'm going to open this up. And here is the kit. We've got a bone and needle right there. In this little pouch, got a razor and a needle threader because I'm old and need glasses. We got multiple types of needles through here. Some of them are already preloaded. Big old sailor's needle there. And these are more of the leather sewing needles. Right here, get this. This is a little awl I made out of a chisel, an old chisel, triangular, and it is heat treated, so very sharp, very handy. Now this needle here is special, and if I set it like this, you guys should be able to see there's a groove on one side of the needle. This is a speedy stitch or speed stitch awl. I think it's also called a handy stitch sometimes. And I'm going to set this aside because that's going to come in useful here in a minute. Underneath the flap, different types of threads, all wound up, ready to go. On this side, have a little pouch. I'll show you what's in that in just a second. I carry a pencil, and it's marked off in 1-inch increments. And then all the way to the back over here this is out of water buffalo horn, and I got several different types of sewing thread on it. As a spool. We'll go over this side. And okay, so this is the same cotton canvas that I have on my Romanian rucksack. So if I had to do a repair in my rucksack, I've got the same thread or the same material. Let's open this up. I carry a magnet simply because they can come in useful on occasion, especially if you drop something, as you just saw. If you drop something in the brush and you're trying to find it, especially if it's metallic, magnets come in kind of handy. This is a little drill bit. It's the one that I used on the fishing rod, or one of the ones I used on the fishing rod, and this is a water buffalo horn grip. It's epoxied in place, and the reason that grooves there is so it's easier to twist. You can get more torque on it. Set that over here. This is what I wanted to show you. I just got through making it. It's my version of a speedy stitch or handy stitch. And what this is, set it up here. You've got antler, and in the middle is a hole. The stem off a copper burr rivet goes through, and this is loose. It turns. Also, in the middle of it, what you can't see because it's covered with thread right now, is a hole that the end of this line fits through, and it's wound on that. This section I took off of an old cheap Dremel, drilled a hole, epoxied everything in. It has 4 different size bushings, and I did have to modify them and open them up much more than what they were originally so that they grasp better. They've got more flex to them now. They grasp it better. So let me show you what this handy stitch can be used for. To do that, I need to go over to this last little pouch that we took out and dump out the contents. First off is a leather pad, little cover when you're pushing needles through thick material. This is a chisel tip that I made out of a file. This is like a thread punch. It makes just the right size of holes through the leather that you can for leather sewing. Works really good. Dump the rest of this out. You saw the other little bushings down here. 2 drill bits and a safety pin. And if you look, the drill bits, I have squared the bases on those. If you take, let me see if I got the right bushing. I think it's this one. Remember that handy awl needle I was telling you about? Slide it in there. Tighten everything down. You take the thread and for however long of a stitch that you're going to need, you take the end of the thread, you feed it through the eye of the needle, and this is the groove side. So that would come through here for however how long your stitch has to be. And you basically push the needle and thread through, pull out the excess thread, the tail here on the off side, pull it back underneath the material, push it back through again, run the tail through the loop created on the non-groove side, pull it back, repeat, pull it back, repeat. and keeping the tension right as you're doing this. And what it does is it mimics a sewing machine. All right, that's what a speedy stitch is. With it, I made this. Nice little bag. And that is done completely with the speedy stitch and that needle. Also, you can change this out. Where's my, there it is. And put a drill bit in. Because I squared the sides, I can put a lot of torque on that drill bit, and I'm having no problems putting holes into hardwood at all. I'm sure plastic or bone would probably be the same thing. So that gives me, with this little addition, that gives me the ability to sew pretty quickly. I can do chisel work. I can put thread holes in through leather. I can drill a couple different size holes. I might end up actually leaving this one behind and just getting another drill bit at the same size. So anyway, guys, this is my sewing kit. And I mean, I call it a sewing kit. It's just, it gives me more options when I'm out camping or I'm trying to make projects. I have more flexibility because of the different holes and sewing that I can do, and repair work. I can repair any of my gear with this. So I'm super excited about it, and it all fits into a nice, secure package. Okay, guys. So that kind of gets you caught up on what I've been doing the last couple months, some of the projects I've been working on, and like I said, and where my sewing kit is at the moment. I'm really happy with that one. Anyway, make sure to check out Bushcraft Kiso on YouTube and Instagram. Also, too, Simple Woodsman. Check him out. He's on Instagram, and he's also on TikTok, I believe, but there was a fake account that you've got to look out for. So, but on Instagram, you're good for Simple Woodsman, Bushcraft Kiso, and also make sure you check out Easygoing Outdoors. Alex is still putting out fantastic videos on reviews of knives and also just different skill sets, especially for anyone who, like me, is an enthusiast in the tracker design. Excellent stuff. Anyway, guys, hope you're all doing good. Stay safe, take care, and God bless.